I'm so glad to be back with Miss Titus too. Y'all know her as the urban apologetic, if I'm not mistaken. I am so happy to have her back. Just catch the people up, Miss Ty, on what you've been doing lately. How's 2022 been treating you?
Well, I recently just went to a conference in Phoenix, Arizona, and I did a talk on Freemasonry and Greek life, so that was fun. That was my first time speaking at a conference. And I've been still doing YouTube stuff, not as often as I was when I first started the channel, but I definitely want to get the ball back rolling with that. Other than that, I plugged into a new church, so I'm leading praise and worship there, and yeah.
I heard you were, of course, I know the real story. I'm just pretending. I heard you caught a little shot with Louis Farrakhan.
I may have perused Louis Farrakhan's residence in Phoenix while I was there. Snuck a couple of photographs. I did feel security's eyes watching because they have gates and cameras on top of gates. So yeah, but yeah, it was cool.
So is that a co-sign or just for the fans?
Definitely not a co-sign, but I was like, man, that is it's pretty epic. You know, you don't always get to ride past Louis Farrakhan's house, right?
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, love him or hate him, this is a man that has literally spoken to thousands upon thousands of people and is always going to be talked about, whatever, theological debates we have in the future. He's pretty much made his mark on history for better or for worse. So, but yeah, so how long were you over there, by the way?
I was there for a week. Yeah.
Did you have it planned way ahead in advance, or was it like a last minute opportunity?
No, I knew for a few months because, with flights and everything being so expensive, I definitely wanted to go ahead and schedule that ASAP. So, yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. All right. So what does 2022 have in the horizon for you? And then we are going to get into our long overdue sequel to our last show that we did with Kirk against Israel. And this time we're going to be doing Fred Hammond against one of my legends, Canton Jones. But go ahead first as to what your 2022 is going to be looking like, and then we'll get started.
I don't know how you're going to do Canton Jones like that. I already see how this is going to go. But for 2022, I want to work on doing more YouTube videos and also building my TikTok platform because I've been on there, I've been experimenting with that. And it's a really fun, website. I sound so old. That's a really fun app and platform, and I think there's a lot of potential for Christians and apologists and all that to use that for the spreading of the gospel. So those are my two goals as far as content creation goes.
Yeah. All right. So I could already tell, as many of my former guests have done, which is doubt my DJ skills as to why I'm going to do Canton Jones this dirty by putting him against your legend, Fred Hammond. But let's hope and see that it turns out better than you expect. All right, so we're going to get started with round number 1.
heart, so you can trust that it's you. You're the one I adore. I don't wanna live this life without you, baby. You're the one that I need. Take the rest of your life and spend it with me. I need you. You're all that I want. I don't wanna do this thing without you, baby. You're the one I prayed for, so deep down in my heart, I'm thanking the Lord that it's you. Each and every day, I don't wanna live this life without you, guitar. So come be my wife, I need you. Yes, you're all of these things. I can't imagine my life without you, baby. When I call out your name, it brings a smile to my face. Every day I need you. I need you, I need you. Can't imagine my life without you, girl. I don't wanna do this thing without you, baby. Spirit, even spirit hits, I get sentimental, and I lay aside accolades and credentials, 'cause I worship you. I worship you. In the beauty of holiness, I long to draw nearer to you. I give it all, won't tease you. I want my worship to please you, please you. Fill my space. Draw me nearer to your face. You are welcome in this place. You're welcome, yeah. Experience your love and grace. Worship, worship, worship. I'll submit my spirit, even if it comes to tears. I worship you. Oh my God. Give up all my pride. It's not about me.
Worship You by Canton Jones up against You Are My Love Come True by Fred Hammond.
Well, okay. So I gotta be straight up and say Canton Jones is kind of bringing it a little bit. I didn't expect, because when I was coming up, like, my dad was a huge Canton Jones fan, and I did not understand. I was like, but why though? Like, to me, it was just like, yeah, he's all right. But that song was kind of slapping. I'm not even gonna front. It slapped a little bit. I really like the chorus. However, I still got to give to Fred, because I just feel like Fred's song is more of like a classic type of song. I think it has a little bit more depth. Mm-hmm. Like, it just sounds like, I don't know, like I feel like Fred hears every single sound, and like it's like an orchestra every single time he puts a song together. So those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I would say Fred Hammond's song, you can picture yourself in the most like classy hotel reservation, just listening to that smoothly, or like sitting in first class with the most expensive headphones, just listening to the clarity of the bass line and the vocals. When it comes to Canton's, though, even though the quality definitely is not nowhere near in the same league as Fred Hammond's track from a production perspective, the song itself is very smooth. I like the bouncy effect to it. It's not your typical drawn out, like no type of beat type of worship song. It's very R&B-ish, and I think he pulled off a move that I think certain gospel artists have gotten right, which is a beautiful blend of R&B and worship. Not a lot of gospel artists get that right, especially the ones who like grew up on like the Winans and Shirley Caesar and stuff, or like Vicky Winans, when you were like forced to shout on every song. I'm not knocking shouting. I'm just saying that it kind of, for again, lack of a better term, when I had Ari Davis on the show, she said the reason why we respected Whitney Houston so much is because she didn't throw herself at you all the time. She knew when to bring her vocals up and when to bring them down. And that's what made her a masterful singer. So I think Canton, even though he doesn't have the vocal chops to compete with Fred Hammond, he knew how to beautifully blend R&B and worship to a perfectly toned balance in that song. But again, I got to give it to Fred. It's just a quality thing. If it wasn't for that top-notch quality and top-notch harmonizing of his own vocals, then it might be a little bit closer. But anyway, getting into round two, Fred clearly got the first round. We're going to get with Eyes on Me, Fred Hammond and Papa San. Here we go.
Whoa, I am yours. I am yours, Lord. I am yours. You made the trees, the cool winter breeze. And you, I believe, I say you are the one that provides. You keep us alive, the shepherd, the guides, the sheep. Your eyes are on me.
God, I never me.
Your eyes are on me.
God, I never me.
Your eyes are on me. Your eyes, your eyes, your eyes, your eyes on me.
Me are far, it no matter where you are. Could I in a truck or bus, I in a car? And I walk through the mall, yo. All the rain start fall, bow. Never leave me alone, no, no. My God will take me out, yo, yo. Can't trust me mentally, boldly. Run to the only of only. Me love how you walk with me closely. Step by step with me slowly. You treat me like I am the only. I cannot say that I'm lonely. I can remember you told me. Them can't pluck me out when you hold me.
Your eyes are on me. Your eyes are everywhere. Your eyes are on me. Your eyes, your eyes, your eyes, your eyes
This ain't a
on
movie,
me.
this ain't a drama. Hold the faith, me now hold me corner. A real life story, dig it up like farmer. My God, no sleep, top class performer. You don't know how him control my destiny. My God, this really not a mystery. Yo, it written down in history. My life is good, it's a living reality.
Every time I see my kids, I can see you. There you are. Never failed to be there when I need you. There you are. I can feel your holy presence all around me. There you are. No chains or strongholds cannot bind me. There you are. There you are. Your eyes on me. Your eyes are on me. Upon me. Your eyes, your eyes, your eyes, your eyes.
Near or far, it no matter where you are. Could I in a truck or bus, I in a car? And I walk through the mall, yo. All the rain start fall, bow. Never leave me alone, no, no. My God will take me out, yo,
There you
yo.
are. That's who you are. That's who you are. You are my superstar. There you are. That's who you are. That's who you are. My superstar. There you are. That's who you are.
Eyes on Me by Fred Hammond and Papa San, going up against Top Model by Monty G, Canton Jones, and Drew Johnson.
Top model, top model, top model. She's the top model, top model, top model. She may be my lady. I the Christian one, tell them this, you know. Top model, top model. Every queen needs a king, so me love you, baby. Put you in your right, but not drive me crazy. Looking at your eyes and mind gets hazy. Reminds me of roses and daisies. From I met you, no one else can face me. I'm not acting, so girl, don't you play. Your conversation is so engaging. Let's cut the chase and get engaged.
Lady, there's something about you, baby. It's simply amazing. You send my heart racing. When I see you, you see me. We can get missing like goddess. I wanna be with you, get to know you, and I don't have to touch your body. When she comes in the room, everybody starts whispering. You know, man, she's that top model, top model. And when you open your mouth, everybody starts listening. Cause the queen was talking, every eye on you, cause the queen is walking, yeah. Top model, top model. Yeah. She's the top model, top model. She's a top model to me. Don't let no one say you can't do your thing. I'm talking to all those girls in the world. Now I see your dreams like mine come true. Ooh, will you be my Valentine, baby? Will you be my sunshine, lady? Go for what you want, girl. Know that I'm rooting for you right here. Give it up for love. Top model, top model. Every virtuous girl, you must know your worth. By the way you are move, I see that you have the nerve. I promise to love you like Christ loved the church. Cause you have put an end to my top model search. Model, model, model. She's the top model. Walk tall, my lady, I'm proud of you. Cause you can do whatever you wanna do. Failure's not an option if you should try. God said he will help you and he can't lie. Girl, take your place, don't let anybody tell you that you can't be on top. Let your haters be an indicator of the grit. Keep going, baby girl, don't you stop. Yeah. Model, top model, top model. She's a top model to me. Model, model. She's a top model to me. Wanna be on the top. Wanna be on the top. Wanna be on the top. She may be my lady. Wanna be on the top. 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 Wanna be on the
Top Model by Monty G, Canton Jones, and Drew Johnson up against Eyes on Me by Fred Hammond and Papa San. Again, I know she's going to hate me for this. I'm going to give the floor back to Ty again first because I saw the most conflicted look on her face trying to decide if Fred Hammond auto-tune sounds good or not.
You not gonna come for my boyfriend like that. Oh man, you know what? I think I owe Canton Jones an apology for sleeping on him for all these years. I said, okay, that's bop number 2. Is it too early for me to say which song I favored?
No, not at all.
Okay, I think as much as I hate to say it, I gotta give this one to Canton Jones.
Hey, awesome.
First of all, he gets points with me because America's Next Top Model was one of my favorite shows. So appreciate the theme there. And I just felt like that's a song that it really sounded more R&B than gospel. Like I feel like my friends who aren't into gospel music would be like, oh, that's kind of a bop. Yeah. So, I mean, not the Eyes on Me song was okay. I ain't gonna shade. You know, anything that Fred Hammond puts his name on it's never gonna be trash. It may not be my favorite, but it's never gonna be trash. Yeah. But it's not my favorite song, and it sounds a little dated, and it also sounds like, oh man, it's just that might not be the genre for you. I don't think that's Fred's best. So those are my thoughts.
Okay, so I kind of felt like, I'm glad you put out the R&B point out there before I did again, because I kind of felt like the production on Top Model, easily Trey Songz or Chris Brown could have wrote that beat. So it's definitely very pleasing to the ear, to the non-gospel trained ear. I got to give props again, even though it might sound simplistic to you. I do applaud Papa San's son for producing that entire album that song came from. At that time, that was when he was 16, already producing for Lecrae and his father. So the fact that he was already Grammy winning at that age and then building himself up to the artist that he is today, pretty cool. I don't agree with his choices now because he's making a lot of compromises lyrically and stuff like that. But I mean, he went from Papa San's son, the producer of the song. Because he went from that basically to producing for Andy Mineo to now being on the same songs with Justin Bieber. So his growth process has been pretty quick. But that's the production aside. Fred Hammond, for me, I hate to say it to you, but Fred Hammond does not need auto-tune for nothing. Okay? So it was very conflicting for me to hear an auto-tune Fred Hammond. Definitely not in my wheelhouse. I'm not saying he can't do it, because I do have my favorites mainstream-wise of who I think are the masters of auto-tune. But Fred Hammond, you can do it, but you don't need it. You've never needed it. And your best songs will always be your natural voice. That's just how I feel about Fred Hammond. Top Model, though, it's too well played of a song. Papa San sounded like, let's just make a quick summer jam. We're not going to put hours of effort into this. While Top Model sounded like a well thought out song and more complete. So for that reason, I'm also going to give it to Keijo. All right, so we're halfway there. Let's get into our midway break with the Serious Rapper skit.
We just caught up with the Serious Rapper. We're gonna ask him why he's so serious. Serious Rapper, why are you so serious?
Yo, what kind of question is that, yo?
What kind of question,
I mean,
man?
what's there not to be serious about? I mean,
Serious,
God selected me. He's redeemed me.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? He gave me a propitiation for my sins,
Word.
right? I'm going to heaven, right?
Yeah, you
I
are.
mean,
You are.
there's nothing to be happy about. We got to be
not.
serious. This is serious business,
It
you know
is,
what I mean?
bro, it is.
I mean, he's a mediator for my sin, right?
He is,
God
dog.
was going to smash wicked man.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I was wicked.
You are.
Now, I'm called redeemed. I got a perfect position in heaven,
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? What kind of question is that,
Yeah,
man?
what kind of question,
I mean,
bro?
got to be serious. It's serious business. You know what I'm saying?
The streets
Why
are
you
serious.
smiling? You know, slap that smile on your
Hey,
face.
don't
You know
do
what I'm
it, bro.
saying?
Don't
I mean,
do
the
it.
angels is, you know what I'm saying? They do all the smiling and rejoicing, and people get saying. I mean,
ain't
we
hear
can
Flame
say, you know
song?
what I'm saying? But it's still serious business down here. You know what I'm saying? Did Jesus laugh?
Did he?
Jesus laugh?
Did he?
I didn't think so.
Nah, he
He
did.
ain't smiling.
Nah.
I mean, baby, it's a book of Lamentations with mine. You know what I'm saying?
Lamentations, baby,
Get on my
Lamentations.
face, man. Go read
Lamentations.
Ecclesiastes and be confused.
Yeah, get on, man.
Obviously, Psalm chapter 2 would disagree with that. But how do you feel about Christians who don't accept any form of humor whatsoever? What would your controversial answer be to that?
There are Christians out there who don't think it's good to laugh.
Yes.
Like those people actually exist. You know what? I'm not surprised by that. And how sad for them, because doesn't the Bible say that laughter is like medicine?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like God is so creative and he's given all these people different gifts. Some people can sing, some people can make you laugh till you cry. So I love humor. You know, that's why I put so much humor in my videos when I can.
Yeah. Psalm chapter 2 says, "He who sits in the heaven laughs," because at the end of the day, he can't see anything the wicked people are doing going to work out to their favor. I mean, they failed from the Tower of Babel till now, so what more can they do? Yeah. So anyway, that's that. I'm glad you were controversial enough to answer that. No, I'm just joking. Anyway, let's get into round number 3, our second to last round.
From first to last, you knew my grace. Future and past, you saw everything. When I would fail, when I would win, when I would need grace to start again. Nothing surprises you. Nothing surprises you about me, Jesus. Nothing that I could do, nothing could separate you from me. Oh, you see me, you know me, you love me, madly. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Fred Hammond. Cover my life, order my steps. I'll follow Christ. My answer's yes. Sometimes I'll rise and sometimes I'll fall. So glad your love is unconditional and nothing surprises you. Nothing surprises you about me, Jesus. Nothing that I can do, nothing can separate me from you. For you see me, you know me, you love me, madly.
It's about you, Lord Jesus, and how you save me from this dying world. I just want to say that you're my Lord, that's my confession of faith. I want you more and more, Jesus, every day. Let your kingdom come, let your will be done. Just give me all of you and none of me, Lord. Let your kingdom come, let your will be done. Just give me all of you and none of me, Lord. Let your kingdom come, let your will be done.
It's not about me. The reason that I do this music's for you. Cause you made every single one of my dreams come true. Many will say I said it, but I can take the credit, forget it, I'm indebted to you. Try to do my own thing, go my own way, but Jesus, I'm headed to you. I'm yours. Take me, shape me, make me. Let your kingdom come, let your will be done. Just give me all of you and none of me, Lord.
Let your kingdom come, let your will be done.
Just give me all of you and none of me, Lord.
Let your kingdom come, let your will be done.
It's not about me, but it's the joy that I found. I need more of your spirit, Lord, pour another out. Nothing can separate me or can come between. Covered in your presence like a summer rain. The heavier the weight of your glory, the higher I will fly, trampoline. You are the true vine, I'm the branch. Good fruit and my leaves are forever green. Every scene I need the Trinity. Keep my mind stable and grant me serenity. May you reign forever, infinity. And never tell my mama where I lost my virginity. Jehovah God, supreme divinity. Protect me, Lord, from my enemies. Maybe less pride is my remedy. You are my identity. Give me more of your spiritual
It's
amenities.
not
Thank you,
about
God.
But it's about how you do me. Jesus, show me your glory, and I will give you praise. I just want to say thank you for hearing me each time that I pray. I'm anchored in your love, so I will not sway. Let your kingdom come, let your will be done.
Just give me all of you
And none of me. Let your kingdom come, let your will be done. Just give me all of you. None of me, none of me.
none of me.
Let your kingdom come, let your will be done.
I got to give a shout out to what I think the stars of the show were on More of You. Besides the vocals, I think the vocals were stars on both tracks, but instrumentally speaking, The keys and organs on More of You were killing it. And on Surprises, it was the bass line, of course, because of Fred's work. I wouldn't say I was expecting a little more, but I wouldn't say I was too disappointed at Ty's reaction to Never Tell My Mama Where I Lost My Virginity. That's one thing I've always loved about Canton Jones. He's extremely undiscreet and unfiltered when it comes to his songwriting. He'll say anything from the microphone. He doesn't care if it's like an intimate worship night. He pulls this line out of left field like, did I hear that?
Okay, Canton. Okay.
I got my personal vote, because I know Keijo's discography like left to right. That's one of his most cringy lines ever made. Because, I mean, you pretty much said it anyway, so your mama's now going to find out if she hears the track. Anyway, Ty, what's your opinion on these two tracks?
I got to give it to Fred and Israel, hands down. I've never even heard that song, Surprises. You like the bass line? I like the acoustic. I think that was an acoustic guitar at the beginning. Yeah. It was just such like I just felt like summertime. It could be sun shining, me in a car with the top down, or it could be a rainy day. Just like, it just felt so refreshing, I think is the best way I could describe that song. Fred didn't even sound like Fred to me on his line. Like, that doesn't even, that's like, Israel, are you sure that's Fred? That is, but then I was like, okay, that is Fred. And then there, like how it just carried you, and then the end of the song is like totally different, but that was just an amazing song. Yeah. But the Canton Jones song was cool too. I think the female lead, her vocals were on point. It just feels like something I had heard before. And, you know, I think sometimes songs can be too deep where you just be like, wait, what are you even talking about? And then there are some that are just like, just not deep enough, you know? Like, I feel like if I can write a song, then... And I've never written a song, so maybe I couldn't write something like that. But it just felt too easy. But I liked the vocals, and the track was dope. But man, that Surprises track from beginning to end, that's a pop. That's a pop.
Surprises was very reminiscent to me. I don't know how deep your knowledge is. I think it's really deep, to be honest, of 2000s music, mainstream or gospel. It was, even though it was an original song, it was very reminiscent of those long, extensive 7-minute remixes we used to get, where the production was just extremely extensive, or slightly reminiscent of like the Justin Timberlake Timbaland changes of when they do a 7-minute long track and try to surprise you with something at the end of the track with like a completely new song. So that's what it kind of felt like to me, attempt-wise. I was very shocked to hear you, being a Fred Hammond fan, saying that it didn't sound like Fred to you at first, because whenever people in South Africa, where I was a missionary, heard this song, everywhere I went, they were like, Israel's biting Fred. This is completely Fred Hammond style. So you are the very first person to not recognize Fred at first when hearing that song, stylistically speaking.
He said it. He was like, all right, here's Fred. And I'm like, when is Fred going to come in?
Right.
That's him.
Yeah. So I'm very shocked to hear that, because, like I said, I guess two different sides of the world have a completely different version of what Fred Hammond sounds like. Anyway, song for song, though, this you're going to hate me for this, but I actually like More of You better. Especially, plus because, again, of that classy feel, I think even done shockingly even better than You Are My Love Come True. Even though it might sound like something you've heard before, I kind of felt like it's a genre that I have maybe a bias affinity towards, because I kind of feel like, give me anything that sounds glossy and you got me sold. And the organ and the keys, even though the beat and most of the rest of the production stayed very much the same, especially when, if you were paying attention to how the organ, he changed it like every few seconds, like especially when Darlene was going, show me your glory, then he started to do dee, doo, 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 instead of do, do. So any minor changes he was doing, I kind of felt like he was doing freestyling on an organ and keys to its finest. So whoever did that, I shout out to you. But you got my vote because of that. So unfortunately, this is going to be a no result round. So Keijo and Fred are tied going into the final round. This makes the last round that more interesting. All right, here we go.
Hello. Yes. Hey, how you doing, ma'am? I sorry I don't have it now, but I was praying that maybe this.
Wait a minute, yeah. I got caught up in some mess. Thought I knew what I was doing. Got my friends and family stressing. Don't know how to keep this train moving. Rent man want his money. Light bill is due. And I don't know nobody I can rent to. So now I'm calling on Jesus. And I know he'll bring me through. Oh yeah. Now I'm right down on my knees, trying to figure out how you brought me through many times before. That I'm calling on you now, Jesus, 'cause I know where my help comes from. So I gotta call you when the storms in my life start to take over. In the middle of the night, somebody call him. Calling when my times get hard, calling when my days get rough. Looking for my blessings, feeling down in my heart. Giving me a brand new start. Every time I call him, I don't really know about you, but I know what I've been through. Every time I call him, ain't no telling what God can do. If he did it for me, he'll do it for you. Any problem, call on Jesus right away. He will hear you when you pray, and he'll brighten up your day. Whoa, yeah. Call him in the midnight hour, 'cause I love to call him. I love to call him. How sweet the name. How sweet the name. I call him when I need him. Call him 'cause I love him. I love the name. Jesus. I dare somebody to call him. Say it. Jesus. It's all right to call him. Somebody call him. Somebody call him. Just like you need him. Just like you want him. Somebody say it.
Jesus, when I'm down and out, turn my life around, make me scream and shout, with my feet on solid ground. I know you care for me, you're always there for me, gave me victory, yes, he'll set you free, Lord, I testify, you've been good to me, always there for me, yes, I know you care for me, I was lost but now I'm found, 'cause you turned my life around.
And I love you more today than I did yesterday.
Call him when my days get rough. Call him when my times are hard. I'm looking for my blessing. I'm looking for my blessing. Call on him in the midnight when the storms are too tight. When your paper is funny, somebody call him to watch over your family, to bless your kids. Somebody say Jesus. Somebody say Jesus. Say Jesus. Say Jesus. Say it. Hit it with it. Call him when my time gets bad. When I'm feeling low and sad, he will come and lift me up. He will come and fill my cup. The name down is above every name. Just call on him and he will answer. I said he will answer. Somebody know what I'm talking about. Just put your hands together one time. Jesus, somebody call him. Somebody say it.
He always gotta tell everybody from the mountain top to the valley low. He covers the world with love and he's too good for you not to know. Does every little thing in his power just so you can clearly see that he wants the best for you. He knows your pathway in the CC. What kind of man you know with authority to change the weather? He calms the storms and takes our cares and make you light as a feather. If you know that he's got on high, then go ahead, put your hands together, stand on your feet, give him a shot, tell the world that he reigns forever.
upon the throne, let the earth rejoice. Cause he is holy, I will lift my voice. He made the heavens, he made the sea, and out of the dust of the ground made you and me. Yeah, for he's the God of my salvation. Will give you peace in any situation. We give you honor, we give you praise, and we declare your glory, let the nations sing. Yeah, he reigns forevermore. He reigns forevermore. He reigns, he reigns. Tap your neighbor, tell him, say that he reigns. The creator of earth and heaven did it in 6 foot, rest on the 7. He reigns, he reigns. Now I need my tenors to say it loud. Let's go, let's go.
Okay, when it comes to this type of gospel, I'm extremely, extremely picky. So, like, none of these were in my wheelhouse. I'm more of, we lift our hands in the sanctuary. Or, like, Waiting on Jesus by Vicky Winans. I'm waiting on Jesus to call my name. I'm very picky in this genre, so I'm very hard to please in this genre. I kind of feel like whenever Canton does this style gospel, he sounds like he's biting Ty Tribbett a bit way too hard.
I was thinking the same thing.
And it's funny because last time he tried this on his Kingdom Business Part 1 album back in 2007, when he did the What You Want song, he did it with Ty Tribbett. So it's like he was trying to recreate the same thing, just put an Erica Combo feature on top of it. Before I move into what my opinions on were the tracks, though, I have a bit of another controversial question for Miss Ty. What do you think about mainstream rappers who like to finesse the kingdom for a few extra dollars, such as Mace, KRS-One, Snoop Dogg, Kanye West? The list goes on and on.
You know what? This is not new, right? So I think back on this one, Paul, I can't remember what book in the New Testament it was, but Paul was, people were saying like, Paul, these guys, they're preaching the gospel, but they're not really believers. They're just doing this to get money. And Paul was like, listen, as long as the gospel is being preached, I really don't care what their motives are. So I kind of feel the same way. Like, ultimately, I want these rappers to be saved, whether or not they are I don't know. I had high hopes for Kanye West. Now I really don't know what's going on in his mind. But if these guys are going to let Christians get in their studios and talk about Jesus, I don't have a problem with it. I honestly don't. As long as they're not butchering the gospel and as long as they're not, just doing anything inappropriate or something that would be antithetical to the gospel, I'm like all for it.
Yeah. 100%, I agree. I just, for some reason, every time I hear any track from Snoop Dogg's gospel record, I think about you saw this, that one interview he did when he said, "Oh, none of my gospel friends got a problem with me. So what do you think?" like it's almost like that mentality of, as long as I got Christians vindicating me, that supersedes what God thinks of me.
So sad that people think like that. It's like, I love Fred Hammond, but Fred Hammond is not going to be judging you on Judgment Day, right? Like, he's recording a song for you. That's it.
Yeah. I gotta admit, though, I think it was a very interesting idea to take Snoop Dogg's vocals and make it sound like a background choir repeating Jesus over and over again. That was a bit of a sly move that I would have never thought of in a million years that actually worked. The only point I'm going to give to He Reigns above Call Him is I feel like gospel drummers don't get enough respect of how much endurance they need to be drumming like that for a 5-minute song. And because I felt like the drummer on He Reigns outdid himself compared to the drummer or whoever was in the background on Call Him, that's the only point I'm going to give to Canton on this one. So I kind of feel like it's not really a vote for Canton. It's like a vote for the drummer. But because it's still kind of in the same track, that's the only reason why. I still think it's kind of unfair. But my vote goes to Keijo for that drummer reason, not Keijo himself. What about you?
I still got to give it to Fred, and this is why. And I will admit, this is not my favorite Fred Hammond song. Like, I don't think this is where he really shines. And I had the Snoop Dogg album. There were some hits, and then there was quite a few misses as well. But I think the song is unique. If anything, like the Canton Jones song, like you said, it sounds like a knockoff Ty Tribbett. Sorry, Canton Jones, but it is what it is. Yeah. Like, I don't think I've ever heard a song that sounds like Call Him. And as crazy as it is, I'm like, nobody can say, well, Fred Hammond, I don't know, maybe he was biting on somebody. I never heard nothing that sound like that. So to me, I'm like, Fred Hammond takes chances. And when he goes for something, he goes for it hard. Like, he's like, I'm going to try it, and I don't care if it crashes and burns. It's going to be new. It's going to be mine, and I'm doing it. Yeah. And so I feel like he really committed to the song. And, like, there's some highlights to the song, like, calling with my name, like, he low-key raps singing. I'm like, okay, Fred.
Yes.
Like, the melody. And I always like how he does, like, these minor chords, or, like, these flat. I love that. I love that. So yeah, I'm still going with Fred Hammond. Sorry, can't. And plus, I didn't. No shade to what's her name, Erica Combo, but it was too much at the beginning for me. I wasn't ready. Like, you gotta hold my hand. Don't be trying to rush me into something so quick.
Right.
So it just felt like a lot. But I know sometimes people they get creative with these things and just want to try something new. But yeah, I'm going with Fred. Okay, that's all.
Let's close off with a skit, and then we'll get into our final goodbyes. And thank you so much, Miss Titus, too, for being back on the show. And then as soon as it gets over, we're going to get you all your social media details once again so people can follow you. And look forward to doing this in the future, hopefully one day soon again. All right, here we go. Reverend Tides.
This is a Reverend Tides.
Well.
And I have something I want to say. About Jaffier Life, is that how I say his name? Jaffier Life. And Rob Hodge. That's his name. And TK, SO3, or SOG. Yeah,
that's him.
I don't like him.
Yes.
I don't like him.
Yes.
No, don't tell me to stop, brother. I don't like him.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to tell you why I don't like him.
Tell him, brother.
They come in here with their the Timberlands on, and the fitted hats on.
That's right. That's right.
And they have no respect for the house of the Lord.
Amen. Amen.
See, this is my house.
Your house.
It's not my house.
It's your house. Your house.
They don't want to come in here with the ties on and the suits on like everybody else.
Come on.
Me and Brother Offering and Deacon Collection Plate, we got problem with them. Yes, sir.
Right.
We all the hater nation.
Church.
The hater nation. We don't like them. Brother, I asked you don't touch me when I'm preaching, but I said I do not like them.
Yeah.
They hang with sinners,
Sinners.
thugs and killers. They were gangbangers and they shoot dice in the back of our church.
Well, wow.
They come outside in the back of the church with them thugs and the hoodlums and they say, Jesus loves them. No, he does not love them.
No.
He does not love a thug.
No.
Jesus was not a thug.
No.
I was never a thug.
No.
I'm a pimp.
Yes.
But I'm not a thug.
No.
Now the thing is, what are we gonna do about these brothers? I said we kill them.
Yes. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah.
Cut out the tongue.
Thank you, Lord.
Punch him in the belly. Cut off the head. I don't like it. We don't like it. We don't like it.
So closing thoughts I'll let Ty end the show with is, how do you feel about Christians who let their personal preferences get in the way of God's redemption?
I feel like we've probably all done that from time to time, especially if you grew up in kind of the church type circles I grew up in, where it was a lot of legalism. You know, people with well intentions who are just they want you to be holy so much that they try to force their own personal opinions and ways of doing things on you. So I definitely don't think it's a good practice, even if it's well intentioned. I think we just have to allow people to be people and allow God to do the work through them. Of course, never compromising the truth of the gospel, and of course still being truthful to people and being honest, like, hey, you can't live how you want to live and still please God, but just let the Holy Spirit do his job. It's not my job. I can't make anyone sacrifice their life for the cross. So those are my thoughts.
And my last controversial question, in light of what happened earlier this year with the whole Gavi Reach Records situation, how do you feel now going forward? Do they take the grace approach, you know, grace in space, that like Lecrae likes to say, or do they take the cancel culture approach of not performing most of their catalog produced by the same guy?
Oh, that's such a tough question. I wish I knew more of the details of the situation. There's only so much as the public is going to know, right? I think they made the right choice by dropping him from the label. But I don't think that means they have to completely throw out all of his music, especially if the music is... If there's nothing wrong with the music, I don't see why the music got to go. It just... If they know that he acted in a way that lacked integrity and he hadn't repented of that, then let him go. And maybe if he is repentant, maybe in the future they can still work with him. But I see no reason to throw away the whole catalog. But now that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah, because then there'll be a whole lot of Psalms we're throwing out because of David's actions. There'll be a whole lot of, parts of the New Testament throwing out because of certain disciples' actions. So, I mean, we still read the Gospel of 1st and 2nd Peter, right? And this guy denied Jesus 3 times. So.
I feel like we would have to throw away everything and every person. They did what they had to do once they found out there was a problem and that it was a serial problem. They let him go. But all this stuff in the past, hey.
Yeah. People who really dig the 66 books of the Bible will be surprised to find out how anti-cancel culture the Bible is of itself. All right, Ms. Titus, give everybody your social media follows, your details, all that, what you got coming up on your YouTube channel, and we'll be good to go.
Sure. I am Miss Titus 2 on Instagram and YouTube. Titus is not spelled like it's spelled in the Bible is actually spelled with a Y, so Tytus, Miss Titus 2 on YouTube and Instagram. And then on TikTok, it is just Miss Titus without the 2. So I appreciate everyone listening and would love for you guys to subscribe and follow me on all my different platforms.
Absolutely. And you will not regret subscribing to any of her platforms. She has a ton to say. She'll make you laugh. She'll make you think. I don't think she'll make you cry that much, to be honest. But if you cry, it'll probably be from laughing too much. But she will get you to be the most balanced believer that you can be. And that's pretty much all we can ask for in the kingdom.
WCJ1.
Welcome back to KJO Radio. Yeah, man, you know today is National Hater Day, man. You know,
Hater Day, what's this?
On this day, you do something good for your hater today, man. You know, like you get them some shoes, you know, you send flowers to everybody that's been hating on you. You got to do good to them today.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
You want to get something to eat? Hey, man, I'm going to get my mom something.
I'ma do something good for my hater today. I'ma do something good for my hater today. I'ma do something good for my hater today. Lord, help me with tomorrow. I'ma do something good for my hater today. I'ma do something good for my hater today. I'ma do something good for my hater today. Lord, help me with tomorrow. I don't wanna be fake today, so all my haters gonna have to take a hater break today. I'ma bake a hater cake today, buy him a shake today, get him a T-bone steak today. We gon' go and play some ball today, and I'ma make sure that I don't ball hog today. Take it to the mall today, doing it all today. We gon' ball till we fall today. I'ma share my world today, and I'ma introduce you to my wife and baby girl today, and share my God today, and how we made a way, and how we made my troubles. This is hater day, and instead of wishing that all my haters were laid away, I'ma be like a teacher. I'ma give her A today and take the other failing grade away. I'ma do something good for my hater today. I'ma do something good for my hater today. I'ma do something good for my hater today. Lord, help me with tomorrow. I'ma do something good for my hater today. I'ma do something good for my hater today. I'ma do something good for my hater today. Lord, help me with tomorrow. I'ma pay my haters' bill today, and I'ma be sincere and ask them how they feel today. May even cut their grass today, get their trash today, or even leave them some cash today. I will say something nice today. I'ma hold my tongue instead of them price today. Give them the right of way, cause it's hater day. I'ma pay my haters' way. May be hard today, but I'ma absolutely show the love of God today. Help them get a job today, and if they have to, I'll give them a ride in my car today. I'ma have my haters back today, and I'ma keep it real and won't put on no act today. As a matter of fact, I'ma help you win today. The mess ends today. I'ma make you my friend today. Lord, help me with tomorrow. See, right now, I'm on vengeance on all my enemies. Let's keep it real, yeah. But it's really not about the way that I feel. See, I don't wanna do my will, but the will of Christ. So even when you do me wrong, I will still do you right. I'ma do some good. I'ma do some good. I'ma do some good. Lord, I'm gonna try not to punch this dude in the eye. For real, man. Father, give me strength, cause tomorrow I don't wanna slip. I don't want flesh to get in the way. Lord, help me with tomorrow. Lord, help me with tomorrow.
Boy.